And we are live. Good morning, everybody. It's me, team leader Alex. How you guys doing? How was your weekend? Oh, my weekend was kind of cool. My oldest daughter is going off to college. Well, we're looking at colleges. She's still in high school, so we got to go check out Bowling Green this weekend. Um, yeah, I don't think she's probably going to go there. Seems like a nice school. Little windy. But I did like the colors. I didn't realize that was where the Browns practice field was when they were building their first stadium. And that's why the Browns colors are the same color as Bowling Green. I didn't know that. I thought that was kind of cool. Was that worth the trip? Maybe not, but it was good. It's nice to spend time with my daughter, and you know, I'm excited for her to go off to college. All right, enough of that. I hope you guys had a great weekend. Oh, I'm starting to hear the stories. I'm starting to tell the stories. I hear it in my head. You know the stories we're talking about. It's getting slow. Seasonality. Oh, worries me a little bit. It's coming. I hear the stories. We don't want to start telling the stories. And that's what we're going to talk about. I'm also going to give you guys some tips and some resources that we can use to, you know, make sure our head is going in the right direction. All right, you guys ready? Let's do this. You guys have sold houses, right? I'm talking to real estate agents here, or you're about to sell some houses. And the more houses we sell, the more personalities we see. Yes, I had a client who was a police officer. I love the police officers. Thank you guys, honestly, for everything you do. Much respect, much gratitude to you. The particular officer I was working with, he definitely had a perspective that I didn't realize. So, as we're looking for properties, right? He's very neighborhood specific, which, of course, I mean, most people want a nice, safe neighborhood. And this isn't one of the safer towns in New Mexico. So it's Rio Rancho, which is outside of Albuquerque, so just a little suburb. So we are going and we're looking at properties, and we're in this nice gated property area, gated neighborhood. I liked the house, everything, and then we're leaving. He's all, yeah, the lady next door, a few houses down, we just arrested her for meth. I'm like, oh my God. So, okay, is that a deal breaker? Yeah. Okay, fine. So this continued. It was like every neighborhood we went to, they had some issue with somebody in the neighborhood. So, cool. This is going to be impossible. So I was like, all right, I'll take him to my neighborhood because I felt my neighborhood was good. I haven't had any issues. And so we're driving by, I was all, what do you think of this area? And there was a house. It was a nice house. He's like, yeah, we were here a couple weeks ago. The guy was naked on top of his roof shooting fireworks. I was like, so what's better? Do you want the meth lady or the naked guy? So we keep looking. You know where we ended up? We ended up in a new home neighborhood where nothing bad had happened yet. And then, when we're looking for a house for the floor plan he wanted, they then ended up with a floor plan that the wife really didn't like, but he liked it because all the bedrooms were in the back of the house. So why is that important? Well, if anybody ever shoots up my house, it's not going to hit us or the kids. And I was like, oh my gosh. This guy completely sees the world differently than I see the world. And it's not right or wrong, right? I mean, the way he views it is correct. That's the way reality is. The way I viewed it was, oh, yeah, maybe I don't want my kids sneaking out, so I want the bedrooms in the back. I never thought like that. So even now, driving through the neighborhood, when I go back, I'm like, oh, that's where the naked guy is. Oh, that's the old lady meth head, and just all the little issues, right? Because he had a different perspective. He had a different story than I did about the city. So that's what I'm starting to hear a little bit now. We're starting to tell a little bit different story about the market, right? Is the market changing? Yes, it is changing. The market is 100% changing. Is it 25% different than what it was last year? Yes, 100%. But there's two ways we can look at this, in my opinion, right? So we can look at the naked guy on the house, or we could look at, well, there's 200 other houses in the neighborhood there's not a naked guy on that we know about, right? We can choose to focus on the positive or the negative. So if I'm looking at the positive, so just being a numbers dork like I am last night, I was pulling the four major counties, Cuyahoga, Lake, Jaga, Ashtabula. There was still last month 3,000 opportunities for a sale. 3,000 opportunities for a transaction. So my question to all of you, all of us, what are we going to focus on? Are we going to focus on the 25% that's gone? Or do we want to focus on the 3,000 opportunities still available for us? There was over 500 opportunities still available in Lake County last month. Is it down? Yes, but does it matter? No. We're going to have less competition. We're better agents. We're better looking. I mean, just attractiveness alone, we should pick up more business, right? So so the whole point is we get to choose what we focus on. That's our choice. That's our choice, 100%. There's a great little book. It's tiny. It's a tiny, quick read. It's a little funky because it's written in like early 1900s speak, and it's called As a Man Thinketh. Great book. Pick it up, read it. I don't have any copies here. And it says the mind is like a garden. Okay. It's fertile soil. This stuff grows in this mind. And it doesn't know the difference between a weed and a vegetable. It doesn't. So whatever we put in there, it's going to grow and nurture. If we put weeds in there, it's going to grow and nurture weeds. If we're going to put flowers and vegetables, it's going to grow and nurture vegetables, right? Our subconscious doesn't know the difference between good or bad. It just knows what we put in there. So if we put negative in there, we're going to think negative, right? If we just see the bad in the world, yes, we're going to think about, oh my God, I don't want my kids in a front bedroom because they might get shot, which we don't have a lot of shootings in Rio Rancho. Albuquerque, maybe that's a little different story. But we get to choose our perspective. So what perspective are you guys going to choose for this next coming market? Is it opportunity or is it struggle, right? Is it abundance or is it scarcity? We choose. Some great resources I want to share with you guys. And what I'll do is I'm going to put it in the comments. It's called, let me comment, Shift Pivot Ahead, I believe. And what it is, it's a Facebook group ran by a Keller Williams former team leader. I think he might still be a team leader, coach, crazy successful agent, and pretty cool guy. His name is James Shaw. We actually listened to him talk at one of our conventions. Fantastic. He's got a live every morning. He's got a ton of resources talking to us. How do we get ahead of this, right? What conversations do we need to start having? Where do we need to have our mindset? What different strategies do we need to take to make sure we're still gaining market share? There's still 3,000 opportunities out there. We're going to have to think about it a little bit differently on how we get them, right? We're going to have to do things a little bit differently. That's a great website to go to, or a Facebook group to participate in and start learning. We're going to have to keep training ourselves on this. Another one, which I'll find the link and I'll post it, is Jason Abrams, who is, I believe, I don't know what his title is, but he's Keller Williams International, and I think he's our growth person. But he does a lot of training, great speaker. He does a class every Thursday called School is Cool. And he goes over all these different strategies that highly successful agents are doing to make money, right? So that's great class. So if you're going to add something, if you're like, oh my, I don't know what to do, it is changing a little bit, let's start with those two things. Let's join that Facebook group, right? The shift, and let's start having these different conversations, and let's join the Thursday call with Jason to pick up new strategies. Because how do we fix all of this? If it is changing, which it is, how do we fix it? Somebody tell me. More leads. What fixes everything in our world? Leads. Makes you better looking. The dog is happier when you come home. Kids are happier when we have more leads, right? It's more leads. So if we're having trouble, if we're not going to hit what we're planning, we maybe need to start looking at adding another lead source, or how do we improve the lead sources we currently have? And the shift and the Jason Abrams and a lot of the things that I'm going to be talking about over the next month or 2 months is going to be focused on how do we generate more leads, okay? Leads fixes everything. I'm better looking when I have more leads. Aren't I, Martha? All right, guys, go out there, make it a great week. If you don't have your business plan in place, and I'm going to keep harping on this, talk to me, schedule a time with me. Let's sit down and get your business plan in place. We need to have a plan for this next year because I want you all to win. Okay? You with me? Thumbs up. We're going to do this. All right. I will put that link for these classes and the Facebook group as soon as I get off this call with you guys. All right. Talk to you later. Bye.